The first step is to measure out the Rapsodo device. You're always going to start from the front of home plate to go through the center of the rubber to ensure an aligned setup. The hitting side always sits 20 feet from the front of home plate. You can easily get into a session by scanning the QR code using the iPad and the side of the Pro 2.0 device. You can also go into settings to connect directly through Wi-Fi through the iPad settings to the Rapsodo device. To start a session, you'll select Play Now on the center of the screen. You're going to select the location. It's best to just add a location with the name of that day's event. Secondly, you'll select a session type. Between pitching and hitting, you're always going to select high intent for a showcase setting. You can utilize the group feature by creating the groups on the cloud before syncing the data to the Rapsodo application. For this example, we select the Navy team and the pitching group to start a session to bring in just those players for Team Navy. Once in a session, you can use the toggle at the top to pause the device. For the calibration screen, it's important that the blue line goes to the center of the rubber and through the center of home plate. It's helpful to have someone stand on the middle of home plate to make sure that the setup is correct for strike zone purposes and release information. The Pro 2.0 will show a red light. That means the unit is not armed and will not collect pitches. This can be very useful in warm-up pitches that you don't want to collect data for. You can use the toggle at the top to turn the light back to green where it's ready to measure data and trigger on a pitch or a hit. After a pitch is thrown, you can re-tag that pitch at the bottom of the screen. You can also use the tab on the left to go back and review any pitch that was thrown in that session. When players switch out, it's always important to remember to make sure that you change a profile name on the Rapsodo app to make sure that the right data syncs with the correct player. You can utilize the profile tabs at the top left to make sure that the right player is selected for that pitching session or that hitting session. A really important step is finishing the session at the end of that event. By pressing Finish, it's going to ask you to name that session, and then you will connect to Wi-Fi and an actual internet source to sync that data to the Rapsodo cloud. Remember that the Rapsodo Pro 2.0 does not give off Wi-Fi, so you will need to connect back to a strong internet connection. To start a hitting session, you'll select Play Now on the center of the screen. So select a location, switch over to the hitting tab on the session type, and always select High Intent. You can enter the group directly into the session to easily switch from player to player. When switching profiles, you'll select the top left player tab. From there, you can quickly select the next player that is about to hit. When finishing a session, press Finish Session in the top right. You'll quickly rename that session for that day's event and press Finish. Then you will have to connect back to a true internet source to sync that data to the Rapsodo cloud. Remember that the Pro 2.0 device does not give off a true Wi-Fi connection.
Connect to internet and then press sync the day of the event to ensure all the data makes its way to the cloud for reports.